you an expert, entrepreneur, or small business owner passionate about helping people through life's transitions? The Fresh Starts Expert membership is perfect for you. For just $55 per month, this dynamic membership is designed to boost your business and amplify your brand. Fresh Starts is here to provide you with business development, marketing, coaching, networking, publicity, community engagement, and more. With an SEO-optimized profile, exclusive press opportunities, and weekly co-working and business coaching sessions, you'll connect, grow, and gain visibility like never before. Are you ready to elevate your brand? We can't wait to work with you. Visit freshstartsregistry.com and become a Fresh Starts expert today.
Welcome to Simple Tips to Support Yourself, the podcast series that's here to help you master the art of adulting without losing your mind. Each episode will dive into simple, practical tips from the Fresh Starts experts on how to tackle life's daily obstacles with a little less chaos and a little more confidence. Whether it's figuring out finances, tackling that never-ending laundry pile, or even learning how to make a doctor's appointment without breaking into a cold sweat, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee and get ready to learn, laugh, and maybe even feel like you've got this whole being an adult thing under control. Let's do this together, because here at Fresh Starts, you never have to adult by yourself.
Hey everybody, welcome. So my name is Amanda. I'm a registered dietitian and I am based in California. My specialty really, and my love really is focusing on the mind-gut connection. So I am a gut health dietitian, but I really like to incorporate a lot of mindfulness work in ways to improve your gut health and ways that are sustainable for you.
So Amanda, we get a lot of questions about health generally over here at Fresh Starts because I feel like when people are going through a fresh start, they sometimes take a look at their own health when, their wellness and their mindset. So we keep hearing these buzzwords, right? Gut health. What is gut health? Number one. And number two, what can we do for our gut health? It keeps coming up in the news. And so what does that mean? And how can we implement that into our lives?
That is a really good question because you're right. I feel like gut health is kind of like a fluffy word almost. Like we have an idea of what it means, but what exactly is it? So there is no, one exact definition of good gut health if you were to look it up in the dictionary. So this is kind of how I approach gut health into three parts. One of the big ones being your digestion, how our body is able to break down the breakfast burrito I'm thinking about having after this and get the nutrients out of that food. My body use those nutrients for whatever processes it needs to use them. We might talk about poop quite a bit because pooping is the final phase of digestion. It is elimination, and it can tell us a lot about what's going on inside of our gut, inside of what's happening with digestion. The other area of gut health really is looking at the microbiome. So you probably heard of your gut microbiome or gut bugs, your gut bacteria. It's very, very popular. And this is the area that I'm very excited about because there's a lot of emerging research coming in on how our gut microbiome can play roles with not just our digestion, for example, elimination, but it can also play a role with areas outside of the gut. For example, could play roles. We're seeing links with skin health, with bone health, with blood sugar. So it's really quite fascinating what role the microbiome can be playing. And then the third area of gut health that I like to talk about that I don't think many people discuss is your gut feelings. And that is because there's such a huge connection between the mind and the gut. Your brain and your gut are intimately connected, and how we mentally feel can literally impact us physically. And a lot of the times we'll feel that in our gut. And even if you're I'm not sure, we've all had that gut feeling oh yeah, I think I should do this, or I don't know if this is the right thing, or it is the right thing for me. This feels good. Honoring those feelings, honoring our intuition, I think really is another marker of honoring the mind-gut connection and just overall good gut health. So that is kind of how I view it all together.
I love that. And it's so much of the work we do here, which is like the mind-body connection and what you bring into your life. So, by the way, also, we love to talk about the things nobody else is talking about. So poop is always something that we would be happy to talk more about here at Fresh Starts. So if somebody's listening to this, Amanda, and they're like, okay, she works with all these people, she's been in all this press, she talks about gut health all the time. How can I implement, like today, something to better my gut health?
That's a good question. And there's a lot of different things that you can do and things you're probably already doing. And I like to emphasize that too. A lot of the times when people approach gut health, or nutrition in general, it's like, you're not doing good enough. This is all the things you're lacking. And it doesn't make you feel very good to start from like points of shame or points of deficit. So one of the things that we all do that we could improve on, but we all do, like nobody's at zero, is eating more fiber. Where do you find fiber? Like in plants. Plant variety is one of the best things that we can do, particularly for your gut microbiome. There is research looking at more diversity with plants in your diet, having a more diverse gut microbiome, which is thought to be a good marker of good gut health. And then, like I said, plants have fiber, and fiber, filling your fiber gap is going to be really helpful for easy pooping. Fiber is also going to be really helpful for blood sugar. If that is a concern for you, it's also going to be really helpful for your metabolism. So that's one of the other reasons why I love looking at gut health and looking at fiber and plants in particular, is because it's like a 4-for-1 or 5-for-1. You get so much bang for your buck by just having more of a clearer focus on plants and fiber. So for example, breakfast this morning, if you're eating oats, that's already a plant that counts. Could you sprinkle in some seeds, like some sunflower seeds or pepitas or something like that, for an extra plant, for an extra fiber? So we're little places like that where you're already doing something, but you can add just a little bit more to it, or maybe just make a larger portion of whatever you're already having. I think that's an easy way to start to do a little something extra for your gut health. Another tip that I think could be really also helpful outside of diet, like going back to that mind-gut connection, would also be just to take some space and some time to check in and to see how you're feeling and how you're doing, so that you can kind of strengthen and nourish that mind-gut connection. So sometimes when people are like pushing down emotions, you might see that pop up as like constipation, like everything just kind of gets pushed and slowed. Or if you're giving too much of yourself, you might see it like all spilling, you not have a lot of stronger boundaries. I talked about this once too with a therapist when we did an Instagram live about like this emotion connection. Like if you're not having boundaries and things are spilling over, are you seeing more of like a looser bowel movement situation? And that's just one way in which you can see it. But stress is a huge impact on digestion, and a lot of the times we run to food to think like, oh, I don't think I processed whatever I had for lunch very well. Is it the food, or is it how you approached your meal? Were you super stressed? Were you rushed? Were you not thinking about food? You're thinking about your million things to do. So this is why I think like just periodically checking in with yourself to see how you're doing, to see what you need, allows you to recognize some emotions or things that you might not have recognized until your body sends you signs like, feeling constipated or bloated, or feeling like food is just sitting in your stomach. We're more easily accepting those types of things versus, like, hey, how are you doing? Really, like, how are you doing?
Interesting. Yeah. What about water?
Yeah. So that's a good one too. We all know we should be more hydrated. I am a dehydrated person.
Me too.
It's so easy to not drink enough water, and that is going to be really important, especially, and I'm glad you mentioned that, anytime you eat more fiber, you will also want to be drinking more water, because that's just going to help things move along. So if you're not drinking enough water and you're eating more fiber, it's going to kind of not feel so great in your body. So hydration is absolutely critical.
Interesting. I feel like it could be as simple as like when we feel good, right? Like we move through the world differently. And when we don't feel good because we're constipated or because we have whatever gas or something, it's going to impact the way that our mental health is, right? Yeah. So like it's all connected. It's fascinating. So If somebody's listening to this and they're like, oh, I love her perspective, I would love to work with her, how can people work with you?
Yeah. So you can, I'm hoping to have some more like live classes that I want to be hosting soon on a variety of different topics. So the best way to catch when those are is either sign up for my email list or catch me on Instagram. And my Instagram handle's at guthealth.nutritionist. And you can sign up for emails there so you can be one of the first people to know, because I think I really enjoy speaking, and classes I think are like in really easy digestible format just to get like one quick thing so you can incorporate it into yourself versus like, let me overload you with 1,000 different things. Like no one's gonna, embody them. And that's what I want to help people do, is really embody these changes.
Yeah. And I will say you can obviously find Amanda at Fresh Starts Registry in the Expert Guide. And you have written in a ton of press pieces, advice and tips and helpful things. So you can go find that on Amanda's profile also, as well as all of the other podcast episodes she's been on. So Amanda, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I absolutely love your perspective on everything. And I'm so excited for you to do more classes personally so I can come attend them. So if you want to get in touch with Amanda, you can reach out. The information will be in the show notes. Thanks so much, Amanda.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. A Fresh Story podcast is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the first and only platform for everything you need to begin again, from home items to Hype Team and everything in between. You can learn more and read today's show notes at afreshstory.com.
Are you a freelancer, solopreneur, writer, creative, or professional looking to achieve your goals within a supportive community? Have you found that working from home on your own gets lonely, that you're missing the accountability and community of a positive workplace environment? We understand. And we're so excited to introduce you to the Fresh Starts Collective. For just $35 per month, gain access to 6 daily offerings a week, including virtual co-working, open office hours for business coaching, accountability sessions, and networking opportunities. Enjoy expert workshops, monthly events, and an extensive content library. Connect with marketing, design, and writing professionals to brainstorm and grow together. Surround yourself with accountability, community, and growth. Elevate your journey with the Fresh Starts Collective for only $35 per month. Visit freshstartsregistry.com and join us today.